Hi guys, my name is Trinity. If you're here to talk about books. Today I'm going to be talking about what's likely to be my May TBR because I will be participating in May the Force Be With You. I have my emotional support Kylo behind me to see us through this. Also, I'm sporting the BioWare hoodie today, Pathfinder, because I'm one of 5 people who really likes Mass Effect Andromeda. You may have heard me say this in a recent video, or you may even hear me say this again. But anyway, I really like this readathon. I have told myself I'm not going to be participating in readathons this year. You guys know that. I have a lot of goals, all centering around me reading things that were mood reads and things like that, and trying to clear out my shelves. The reason we're in the floor today is because I'm going to have a caveat to this readathon. I have to pick either from my TBR cart or the stack of books behind me, not my shelves, for this readathon so that I can get through more of the unhaul project that I am currently working on. So the May the Force Read With You readathon is hosted by Break Even Books. I believe his name is Eric, and Leslie from The Dirty Narrative, and Literary Apothecary. It took me a second to come up with her BookTube channel, but the way it works, and I printed off all of the papers for myself so that I could remember what I'm supposed to be doing. This year there is a character sheet, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do this, but I do like the idea. I do like the idea. Now, what we're going to do today is build a possible TBR based on what I need to do for this readathon. So it starts out choosing a side. You guys could probably tell by the fact that I have Kylo behind me and the fact that Kylo is my background for the thumbnail. I'm going Sith Order, which I know he's not Sith, but the dark side. I gotta go with the dark side because Kylo is my favorite. Anyway, I am a fan of all of Star Wars, not just the new stuff. And I have to say that I see the Disney Star Wars kind of like a fan fiction of Star Wars. That's the way I view it. And you can go in thinking that or not thinking that, but I do. I see it as a fan fiction of Star Wars, and I like fan fiction, so I have no problem with the new movies. Let's move on. So Sith Order is Sith Apprentice, Sith Master, Sith Lord, Sith Overlord, and Dark Lord of the Sith. So I will be attempting to gain abilities in order to level up in this readathon. Now, one thing that Eric has added is species. Something that you can do if you would like is choose your species. Now, no reading required if you want to be human. And if you guys know anything about me, I like aliens, but I'm not really an alien girly. Like, I choose the humans most of the time in like Mass Effect, and I always want to be a human when I play Dragon Age. I love the Dalish, you know, and stuff like that, but I'm very much a human girly, and it says no reading required if I would like to be human. So that might actually work out for me in the fact that I don't have to choose if I choose to do my character sheet. Okay, now we have the abilities. So there is light side, neutral, dark side. And these are all on Eric's announcement video if you would like to join us. I've printed them all off. Because we are going dark side, deadly sight. Read a rough looking book, worn out, ugly, or missing cover. Okay, so on here, I don't have one. Over here, I don't have one. But the second Eric said this prompt in the video, I was like, okay, I know what book I have to read, so let me go grab it. Breaking my own rules already. Would I be me if I did not do that? I have a memory called Empire, and as you can see, she's not in the best shape. I have been wanting to read this, so it's not like it's going to be a stretch for me to read a memory called Empire. I have just been reading a lot of sci-fi lately and was trying to avoid this one until I could, you know, get out of the whole sci-fi thing that I've been through with SPSFC. Well, anyway, look at this. Yeah, she bent, she scratched. She's got some bent pages and stuff like that. So I am looking forward to this, like I said, but I was trying to avoid it. I got it at the buy sell trade, and I've heard that like I'm not really sure if I'll like it based on what people have said. And even people who recommend books to me often are like, I don't know if you'll like that or not, but you might. And so I'm interested. I'm really intrigued to find out. So I'm going to set this off to the side and we'll show off this stack at the end of this. So the next dark side is Memory Walk. Read a book that came out 15 plus years ago. Do I have any? I don't read classics, so let's see when this one came out. 1997. So let's add The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell. I'm actually pretty excited about this. If you guys have seen me haul this book, you will notice that I have a different cover now. I found the buy-sell trade copies that were these covers, so I tracked down this edition. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. This is Bernard Cornwell's Arthurian tale, so definitely looking forward to this. Okay, Drain Knowledge. Read a book over 600 pages counts as 2 ability prompts. Ooh, Drain Knowledge. Oh, over 600 pages. Are you over 600 pages? Let's see. I have Promise of Blood here. No. Dang it. It's 5:45. I actually think that is the biggest book over here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What about The Grace of Kings? Okay. So The Grace of Kings is over 600 pages. I have been meaning to read this for a while, so looks like we're going to get some steampunk fantasy for this. Transfer Essence. Read a book off someone else's TBR. So this is not something I can fulfill at this moment because I haven't seen anybody else's TBR for this readathon yet. So I will have to wait to do that. Force Lightning. Read a book you're shocked you haven't read yet. Shocked I haven't read yet. Okay, so actually, let's do this. The Maleficent 7. I've heard from everybody that has read this book. I'm really going to like this book. So yeah, I am shocked I haven't read this yet. Okay, so that is my dark side list. Now, I can pick up some neutral prompt. Telekinesis. If a Jedi, do a dark side. If Sith, do a light side. So I am looking at light side and I see read a book under 275 pages. Let me check and see. I'm going to be reading Pen Pal by Dathan Auerbach. This one is 245 pages, 240 pages. I've heard very good things about this. I actually had been meaning to read this for a very long time. I just haven't picked it up. But I've heard this is very creepy, and it's about this guy who goes home and finds letters in an attic that he starts to read and starts to uncover some things about his family and some memories from his childhood that may be a little bit more sinister than what he thought. And it starts to build this puzzle for him in his head about what actually happened with his family. And so I'm very excited to read this. I have been very excited to read this. I just haven't done it yet. So yeah, I need to get to this one. There is also Transfer Force. Read a borrowed book, or so like a book from the library. I do have Amina Al-Sarafi as an audio from Libby. It's on hold. So if in May it is released to me, I can use that for the light side ability. Now for your weapons. For the lightsaber, look at a color wheel, read a book with the opposite of your favorite color. I'm gonna have to get my laptop out. So technically, the color that would be on the opposite side of the color wheel from mine favorite color is black, so that would be white. And I do have a book that has a white cover, but I'm supposed to be reading it this month. I don't think I have one with a white cover. down here. I do have one with a white cover, but seeing as how the prompt is wanting you to choose an actual color, let's do that. Okay, so my favorite color is like hot pink. So it's kind of down in this red scale here, and opposite that would be like a teal. So let's see if I can find a book that is teal. So The Unwilling by Kelly Broffett definitely has some teal in it. We'll hold on to that. Capture the Crown. I mean, it's kind of blue and purple and a little bit of teal, like as the clouds meet each other. That one doesn't work. That one's bright green. Oh, okay. We may have found a winner. So I've been wanting to read this one for a while, and there is teal all around the edges here of the castle. So I do think I will do One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I am supposed to be reading it this month, but I don't feel like I'm going to get around to it because of my really horrible week that I had. It was horrible mentally. It wasn't really an actual horrible week, just bad brain week. I'm just sliding a new book into the slot there to fill the hole. And then there's that. Okay, our next prompt is Blaster, and that says read a book in a different spot every time you pick it up to read it. So this should be easily accomplishable, and I can mood read with this one, so there's not a big like crunch to pick a book right now. And honestly this is pretty easy for me because I have some that I can just pull from Libby, sit and read in one sitting. So I have Allie Hazelwood, one of her novellas as well, so I could probably just read one of the novellas in there and get away with that. Spaceship, read a book that has a vehicle on the cover. Okay, I actually just saw the one I plan to choose. That would be Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie. There are spaceships on the cover. So there we go. I've been meaning to read this for so long, and I'm very excited. So this is actually shaping up to be one of my most exciting TBRs in a long time. Okay, next would be Partners. And so my partner here would be accomplices. I can gain the neutral partner as well. So I need the Galactic Empire, read a book with over 3 people on the cover. Here's the thing. I don't like books with people on the cover, and I avoid them. So let me research that and see if I can find one. I'm kind of checking out the books behind me here. Oh, hold the phone. This is on my read or toss self-destructing books, whatever I've decided to call that. But look, there's more than 3 people on the cover. Or there is 3 people on the cover. Ah, crap. It says over 3 people. There are 3 people on the cover. Well, man, I thought I won the day. With that. Back to the drawing board. I will figure that prompt out later. Okay, the first order, read a book with a prologue. That should be fairly easy. I'm not going to try and pick that right now because most of the books I read are fantasy and they almost always have a prologue. So that does probably mean a first book in a series though. I do have Furyborn. Let me grab it. Let me see if that actually has a prologue. Okay, you guys want to know something hilarious? I didn't even know I owned this. My book is signed, y'all. I had no idea. I got this at the buy sell trade. Well, the things you find. This doesn't have a prologue. What? Oh, yes, it does. It does. So I said an end and a beginning, and I thought that meant that it was not a prologue, but it definitely is because the next chapter is chapter 1. So there we go. I will be reading Furyborn. Okay, and then I usually go for the neutral assistance because, you know, dark side, I need all the help I can get, and we need to dominate, right? So Bounty Hunters, read a book that's recently caught your attention. So of the books that are on here, I'm going to have to say The Stardust Thief is probably the most recent that caught my attention. Yeah. So Stardust Thief is the most recent that caught my attention. This does mean I'm going to start another series. This is the worst thing about actually participating in readathons is I end up starting series. And it's almost unavoidable with the prompts that you get. Oh, guess what? This is also white. Jeez Louise, Trinity. Okay. But yeah, this one is white. I could have totally grabbed this one for that. But it looks like I will be reading The Stardust Thief. I like this stack though. This is a very, very exciting stack. Droids, read a book with no people on the cover. Yeah, got that covered. Let's see. Actually, okay, so I'm gonna go with this one. Chris Panettiere has actually sent me stringers. I won that in a giveaway. And I've had this one on my TBR for a very long time, The Phlebotomist. And I've wanted to read it for a while. He has humor in his books, which is why I've avoided them just a little bit, because humor is so subjective that I never really know if I will like it, and I avoid it just because of that. I'm not a fan of like Douglas Adams, not a fan of Terry Pratchett. Really, we had two in SPSSC that were humorous that I was just like, this is not landing well with me. Like, it's just not. And so I am going to add The Phlebotomist to the list. I'm very excited. Golly, guys, golly. Okay, let's see if I can actually hold these books up because lordy. Okay, the rules. Light side abilities only apply to the Jedi. Dark side only apply to the Sith. Neutral abilities can apply to either. Only one prompt per book. Each prompt can only be done once. Partners must line up with the appropriate order they belong to. So you can't take the light side partners here. You have to do neutral or dark side. If you're doing dark side. Only abilities prompt count towards your ranking. Species, weapons, and partners do not count towards ranking. So all of these help me to level up my rank. The other ones are just additional things that I can add to my arsenal for the Sith. But like I said, this is my favorite readathon to do because it's really low stakes, and it's one thing that, like, it helps me knock books off of my TBR without having some real competition. Like, the only competition is myself. And can I be competitive with myself? A little bit. But it's not something that's going to stretch me. And it's not something that is going to really hinder what I'm actually trying to do with the Unhaul project. Like, it's all working out as far as I can tell right now. So I'm very excited about this. Let me see if I can hold this stack up. I don't know if I can. Oh my geez. She's heavy. So there it is. There is my TBR for this readathon, and I'm about to break my back here. Kylo says that he approves, and yeah, let's see if I can do this, guys. This is actually what I really wanted my Unhaul project to do, is to go through books that I've put off reading for a while, and this is going to help. This is going to help, I think. So very much looking forward to this. All right, that's it for me today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.